Hi guys, welcome to the Pur'N'Kleen podcast, episode number 16. Today we're going to talk about religion and diplomacy in times of war. Hey everybody, Rommel here. So today we're going to talk about religion and diplomacy. So I know that it sounds like a weird topic in Star Citizen, but we know that you can create religious organizations in Star Citizen, and I feel like it's an interesting topic to explore. So another thing is a lot of the lore and a lot of the inspiration behind the UEE and the Van Duel, as stated by Chris Roberts, is that it's based on the Holy Roman Empire. And sort of the fall of the Roman Empire, where the Van Duel are the barbarians and stuff. So even though religion played a role after the fall of the Roman Empire, I think it's interesting to draw parallels and to think about how religion could affect the gameplay in Star Citizen. So let's talk about how religion, and in this instance we're talking about the Catholic religion, the Roman Catholic religion, how they rose to power. So essentially, after the Catholic religion started, and after the Roman Empire fell, then there was no one else to take charge over a lot of the world that the Romans had conquered. And so we had an interesting situation where the church, the Catholic Church, was essentially both head of state and head of the church. So they had power from essentially God and power from a state government. So they had tremendous influence, and that was only because there was a void of power after the Roman Empire fell. And we could see stuff like that in Star Citizen, where there's not so strong UEE influence. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how the Catholic tradition views diplomacy. So in their mind, in their view, they see diplomacy as a community, and they see themselves, this religious body, as facilitating communication between community members. And now you may disagree with that, but I think that's very interesting way of looking at how diplomacy can help. Hey, let's not go to war. We're all friends. We're all the same sort of community. That is definitely applicable in all kinds of organizations in Star Citizen. So even business organizations, you may have alliances or trade partnerships where you create peace based on this community feel. And I feel like if done properly by the people that run the religious-based organizations in Star Citizen, it could be something interesting. It could be some interesting sort of metagame in itself. The other thing I wanted to talk about is how religion can be used as sort of these powerless people that, because there's so many of them, they eventually gain power or they have influence in how the world works. So I don't know if you have seen the latest season of Game of Thrones. If you haven't, just pause the video for the next minute or so. Skip the video for the next minute or so. But essentially you have this religion that almost takes over the Iron Throne, and they're essentially powerless. But there's so many that they create a serious danger to the government, right? And I'm not gonna spoil them, more than that, but it shows that even though you may follow the religion of the flying spaghetti monster in Star Citizen, if enough people follow their religion, eventually the head of that religion will have dozens, hundreds of invisible actors all over the universe not necessarily controlling because they're powerless, they're just a religion, right? But they have eyes, they have ears everywhere in the universe. And that can be extremely powerful depending on how it's used. So I think it's a very interesting dynamic, and it's very interesting that Chris Roberts decided to add this dynamic to the game. Because it does make it more interesting. And on that note, the last thing I want to comment is the Catholics have this system called the Nuncio system, which you can go on Wikipedia and research, but basically is this network of bishops who go all around the world, and they get stationed in important political points, and they build the community at the ground level. It serves as a sort of talent scout for the Catholic religion, and it also serves as influence and spread of this religion all over the world. And so when there's conflict, they have experts that know the area, know the people, know the community there, and so they're better equipped at dealing with these tough sort of diplomatic situations because they already know people. And when there's a catastrophe or when something bad happens that could damage the how people perceive the Catholic Church, then they already know how to fight against that, right? Because they know how they have influence in that country. And I think that's very interesting. You don't necessarily need to apply this lessons in a religious organization. Even if you're a business organization or a military organization, you can clearly see how it's useful to have eyes and ears all over the world and have influence with people from all different star systems, because it'll allow you to better navigate sort of the metagame or the more advanced diplomatic aspects of Star Citizen. So yeah, that is all I have to share about religion and diplomacy in Star Citizen. I hope you found this interesting. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that religion will play a part in Star Citizen, or is just a dumb gimmick? I personally think it will be important, but we'll have to see. I don't believe I've played a game where religion was purposely added to the game, so it could be interesting or it could be a disaster. So we'll see. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And as always, the Pur'N'Kleen podcast is a free Star Citizen podcast aimed at tackling the business side of the verse. It is available for free every Monday. And if you'd like to join a business-oriented organization, please do check us out at Pur'N'Kleen.com. And these are mission description, available resources, phases of the plan, definition of the area of operation, environmental factors, probable opposition forces, order of march, and communication details.